Yes, it is time for the Mystery Shotgun. I am your host, Colby Sapp, alongside Pod Racer Tim and Big Red Chewy.
All I did was go sound effects because I can't do it.
It's time to talk a little bit of comic book movie news. Ladies and gentlemen, just in case you didn't know, they have there's a character you guys are going to have to get to know because Thor Love and Thunder is coming about.
Lady Thor.
And, well, not just your Lady Thor, but the big bad has been totally revealed because now we're getting set photos of the big bad as Christian Bale will
some production quality behind this?
Sure. So Christian Bale is going to be the big bad in this movie, which, by the way, is going to tie into some of Sony's products that they've got going on. Because
those are the two biggest franchises, right?
The MCU and then Sony's version of the MCU, which has your Spider-Man. It has Venom. It's going to start having Morbius, and then also Blade is coming about on Sony's side. They're trying to make your darker side of the MCU is going to be on one side. By the way, the Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage.
Dude, that trailer is off the charts.
That is amazing, and I can't wait. I mean, well, first of all, Woody as a serial killer, natural born killer.
Oh, no, he's always good. Woody's always good.
That is amazing. The fact that he's playing.
I don't even call it a Woody anymore. I call it a Harrelson.
Yeah,
because he's so badass.
There you go. All right, then. Yeah, somehow stretched it back into penis talk.
Wow.
Here we are again. So that is awesome, but there is going to be some Love and Thunder tie-ins with that particular part of the universe because your main bad guy for a Thor Love and Thunder is going to be Gorr the God Butcher.
So we got Thor and Gorr?
Gorr, yeah. So backstory on Gorr is that he's doing all right. He's just normal, a little alien dude just living on a planet. And then
like Alf?
A freak. No, not like Alf. He actually looks more like the wizard guy from Thanos' party.
All right.
Ebony.
Yep.
So the nose and whatever kind of looks like he may be that same race, but they're probably going to change it because I've seen some of the set photos. So Christian Bale's playing this guy. So this guy's history is that he's doing great. He's living on this planet. His crops are growing. His family's growing. Everybody's good. And then just freak disaster and war and everything else. And his family dies and there's famine and he's hungry and he's pissed off. So he decides, because of this happening, he was like this super religious dude. He decides, well, there's no gods. There's just no gods. There's not there.
All right.
And so what happens is he finds out that he was wrong. There is gods. They just didn't do anything about it.
I hate when that happens.
So you have your Asgardians, Thor, and all those guys that are counted as gods and these deities. And he's like, you know what? F them. I'm going to go after them.
Kill them.
And how he's able to go after them is he finds Null. Null is the guy that created the alien race of these symbiotes, which is tying into your Spider-Man and Venom.
Yep.
Which it's basically the costume that falls over Venom that has him be able to make the sharp points, and it's just the alien parasite that's on Eddie Brock. Well, it's also with Carnage is going to be part of that. So Null makes this sword, and this sword is basically the God Butcher itself. It's the Necro Lancer, I believe it's what it's called. Hold on one second. This is the Necro Sword. So the Necro Sword is basically a symbiote without a soul. So this sword gives him God-killing abilities. Like if a spike of this sword hits Thor, he's dead. It just doesn't even have to do anything. It just hit him. He's dead. So he goes through and he basically starts wiping out everybody, which is all the gods on a particular planet, which is probably the reason why Thor is going to end up there because all gods are dying. I should go check this out. We're in space anyway as Guardians of the Galaxy. Let's go find out what's up. and that's where they're going to run into.
Because
Gorr.
Thor's part of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well,
now,
the
right?
Asgardians of the Galaxy is the sub name of Love and Thunder.
Right, but I mean, like Thor left with the Guardians
yes.
in the last. Yeah. Okay.
So it's not the official sub name, but anyway. So that's where you're going to run into Christian Bale's character, which I'm actually glad that Christian Bale is choosing the villain that has powers and all of that situation going on. So it kind of separates him from Batman, because I mean that's you think Christian Bale hero, it's obviously just the god awful voice that he threw down. But you're going to have him play this character. And I don't expect a lot of comic book nerds to really know about Gorr because he's pretty new.
Right.
I've never
heard of him.
They've rewritten comic book history in a reboot that basically presented Gorr the God Butcher. The other thing that Gorr the God Butcher is going to bring, if they follow comics, he's also one of the guys that brings you Galactus.
All right.
Galactus is have you ever seen the 1984 Transformers movie?
All of it. Yep.
Okay. So you remember Unicron?
Yep.
The Eater of Planets? Galactus is Unicron in the MCU.
Okay.
So,
like the equivalent of such.
Yeah. No, he eats planets. That's how he lives. He just eats whole planets. So
Seems like a terrifying supervillain.
Yeah, because he doesn't just eat, I'm going to eat the state of Texas. No, he's going to eat the whole planet and consume it all. This is going to bring in, of course, another character. This movie, if they do it the way we think they're going to do it, you're going to end up with like Gorr. You're going to end up with a possible Beta Ray Bill sighting, which is basically alien Thor. You're going to have Lady Thor. And then if you're bringing in
better be hot.
We know who she is. We already know who Lady Thor is.
Well, I mean the character, the goddess, the god, whatever, in her costume and everything. She better be hot.
Well, I mean,
no, they're gonna make an ugly one.
Yeah, you know what?
She's just gonna run around in a giant furry bathrobe with a hammer
and her sweats and her
that's it.
Furry slippers.
Socks.
But also with Galactus, which you're probably going to see this as kind of a post-credit scene, you're going to have Galactus come along. This is just me guessing, by the way. In front of Galactus will be your Silver Surfer, because the guy that tells everybody, hey, Galactus is coming, he's going to eat your planet, you probably want to leave, that's the Silver Surfer. And that's basically his job at the start when you meet him.
Silver Surfer's from the Fantastic Four.
Silver Surfer is he's from space.
Well, but you know what I mean, though. Like,
Right.
that's where I would know him from.
That's where you would know him from. So,
All right.
By the way, the Rise of the Silver Surfer, the awful Fantastic Four 2 movie.
That one was bad, wasn't it?
The end villain that was a giant cloud that nobody could make out.
Yep.
That was Galactus.
Wow. So they're like mixing all these in that long ago.
Yeah. So Galactus has already made an appearance in movies. You just couldn't tell because kids, like I always say, if your last villain is a giant cloud, your movie's going to suck.
And Colby would know.
So there's that. By the way,
I moved the camera.
I saw it.
By the way, I did want to throw this out there real quick because I was brushing my teeth this morning and nearly
Thank
spit
God.
out all of my toothpaste because this thought hit my head. So I wonder. I doubt they're going to do this, but this did kind of ring my bell for just a second because I was reading an article that Zendaya's contract with the Sony Spider-Man MCU verse.
She's kind of cute too, by the way.
Yes, her contract is up after 3 movies. She hasn't signed another one, so she is not sure if she's going to continue on being with the MCU. Basically, she's asking for more money, but the news reports out there is that she is.
It's fine.
The news reports out there is that she is talking about how she's unsure if she's going to be there for the 4th movie and on. But there was one thing that always kind of caught my brain a little bit when seeing this, is that throughout all of comic book history and multiple movies, except for, of course, Gwen Stacy was the popular love interest for the Amazing Spider-Man with Garfield. No, Gwen Stacy.
Oh, I thought you said when Stacy was.
No. I mean, she could have been, but
Probably was. Lance, probably should get divorced.
But when you think of Spider-Man, you think of MJ. You think of which her name is Mary Jane Watson. In this now verse of Spider-Man, that's not her name. In case you weren't aware, her name is actually, what is it? They call her MJ, but it's Michelle Jones. So
Michelle Jones Obama.
They changed Mary Jane Watson to just Michelle Jones.
Well, at least they didn't change it to Mary Jane Rottencrotch.
And I've been noticing in that part of the Spider-Man universe, they've slightly changed a lot of names. The only name that's really stayed the same is your main ones that you really can't without people noticing. Peter Parker, Aunt May, and of course...
Why are they changing names a little bit?
I am wondering if we're going to find out that the Spider-Man that's been mixing with the 616 universe ain't actually the 616 Spider-Man.
It's a different Spider-Man from another multiverse.
So we've been watching a different multiverse, and that's the reason the step over and almost the drop back, and not all Avengers seem to appear when the whole world is about to explode.
All right.
So just a little thought out there that... And I started looking at other Marvel properties, and I'm realizing they tweaked that name just a little bit, and they tweaked that name just a little bit. And I'm wondering, because they thought maybe it's just for story continuity,
right,
or maybe at the end of the Doctor Strange multiverse, or this whole phase of Marvelverse, they're able to go, by the way, what you've been watching isn't actually the 616. It isn't actually the main canon universe. What you've been watching is a whole different one. And now we're bringing in the real one.
Gotcha.
That way they can end contracts with stars they're fed up with, bring other people in, redo the whole thing, and every comic book nerd out there will be like, we accept it. We're good. So keep a lookout for that. And I believe that's it for this Mystery Shotgun. There are some more things coming up, by the way, and we will have a full review of Suicide Squad. That will be next week. Get ready for that, which, by the way, in spite of what you thought about it, it's getting nothing but thumbs up, bums up, ready to rock and roll.
I said I didn't like it.
You watched the trailer and said it was too busy, and you thought your old man was going to fart and fall down.
Okay, look.
And it's got my buddy Flula in it. Anything that has Flula in it besides Pitch Perfect, sorry, dude, didn't watch that because I just couldn't.
Who would? What heterosexual man would watch Pitch Perfect?
I mean, Lance. I tried to YouTube Fluless parts in it just to watch those so I could say I saw them.
No, it's just, to me, watching the trailer, and again, okay, keep in mind when I watched the trailer, I was on the front row of like an IMAX movie theater, so I was looking up like this,
right?
And I saw it all doing, and it just, okay, look, I did use the word busy, I used the word too much, overbearing, whatever. I'm sure the movie will be fine. I'm sure I will see it. It's just the first impression of it was like, holy crap, this is a lot.
Yeah,
much like I said when I saw, by the way, one of the worst movies I've ever saw, Man of Steel. Like, no, dude, that was over the top and too much.
Yeah, it was that was probably the greatest representation of Superman on the silver screen.
Oh, dude, they killed like 5 city blocks or whatever.
It was Superman in a fight with other Superman. That's what's going to happen. The fact
cinematically, it was over the top.
Yeah, well, the fact if you get two people that can literally lift the planet on their shoulders and hold it there, and they're going to get into a little bit of a rumble, yeah, shit's going to fall down.
Okay, they should have gone to the moon to fight.
Huh?
They should have gone to the moon to fight.
Yeah, let's talk the bad guy into taking this outside. That'll always work.
General Zod came from outer space.
General Zod was wanting to destroy the whole planet. Do you think he cared about some buildings?
Christopher Reeve stopped him, though.
No, he didn't.
Well, yes, he did.
I mean, yes, he did, but that's also the Superman that had him stop that one guy with the plastic S off of his chest that did absolutely nothing, and everybody at the theater was just, this is okay. Superman's always thrown a plastic S off his chest and covered up the deaf guy.
No, that was questionable. Even in my world, that was questionable. But hey, Superman, the first one with Christopher Reeve, that is the Superman movie. That is the one that defines all other Superman movies. What was that, 1978?
Yeah, where they...
And all other ones since then suck because there's too over the top.
Yeah, I mean, no, that one was bad too. You need to go back and rewatch that.
I mean, because flying around the world really fast, you can reverse time.
Right, and also the fact that they made the bad guy Lex Luthor. They made him the comic relief and played the dorky music every time he showed up. Yeah,
Gene Hackman.
Yeah, but still
And
they
Ned
had
Beatty.
Yeah, they still every time he showed up on the screen, it was how is that supposed to be scary for Superman? They got Lex Luthor out there in clown shoes.
Well, scary is Superman really scared of Lex Luthor anyway?
Yes,
except for the pocket full of kryptonite. I feel like that should be a song.
Probably is. But I don't think they're playing it here. I think you need to go 3 doors down.
Oh my God.
And that's Mr. Shotgun, everybody.
Wrong band. 3 doors down did Superman. Wasn't pocket full of kryptonite?
I think it was 3 doors down.
Nope. We'll have it on the other side because I got to look it up. But that was not 3 doors down.
I don't think it was, but I just was quoting this too.
And that was really funny. You got a rim shot anyway. We're the Drunk Sports Podcast. We'll be back right after this.
Substantial penalty for early withdrawal.
The Drunk Sports Podcast.